also deal with the common era kingdoms, the Cholas, Pallavas, Pandyas, Kamboja Desa, and Cambodia, Southeast Asia, and how Kautalian Dharmic capitalism, but also the role of temple-based economies based on the Dharmic ecosystem. Why is the temple in most of the villages in Bharat the central sort of piece of that village? And is it just a religious entity? Of course it is, which serves its main purpose, but it serves a much wider economic purpose around the village. And most villages drive an economic activity based on the temples. Because you have tourism, you have infrastructure, support infrastructure coming in, you have employment created. A lot of these things are created based on the temple-based economic ecosystem. So in Dharmonomics, I deal with this in the Cholas, Pallavas, and the ancient kingdoms. And then, of course, we talk about the role of corporate guilds, sort of ancient MNCs, and how they had similar structures to modern-day corporations, and what some of the lessons that we could learn from them. How is this relevant today? And I think that's a very important question. I would like to take you back to the cultural norms and narratives I mentioned earlier. The entire sort of dharmic way of life is a continuous process even today. It affects us at the individual level, at the corporate level, at the policy. At the individual level, most of our discretionary economic choices, in simple lingo, non-essential economic choices, is largely driven by our cultural way of life throughout the year. So when you spend money on Diwali, for example, the UPI transactions, the most UPI transactions for the last year happened during the month of Diwali. So much of non-essential expenditure is linked to these cultural norms and narratives.